Hi there, and welcome to another episode of The Edge. My name's Ty Kircher with Netmaven. Today I'm joined by Thomas Vanderkin from Lenovo. Thomas, thanks for being our guest today.
Hey, Ty. I'm thrilled to be here. We've been working together for a while, so I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, me as well. Would you mind telling the viewers about your role at Lenovo and a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. Yeah. So I started with IBM 26 years ago, just had my anniversary, but obviously that turned into Lenovo about 15 years ago, and now I'm currently the North America Global Accounts Telco Sales Lead.
Awesome. And you and I have, like you said, we've been working together for, gosh, about a year now, helping to make the connected laptop more of a commonplace thing in the IT world. And a lot of our efforts have been focused around T-Mobile. And we've had a really good relationship with Lenovo, and Lenovo is a key partner for us as we kind of bring connected laptops to market. Um, Lenovo's been at the forefront of 5G laptop innovation. Can you provide us a more overview of your current 5G laptop lineup and what differentiates your models compared to your competitors?
Yeah, happy to do that. So we have a full suite of connected devices. I think we can show some of those on the screen here as we go, but just to give you a quick summary, we've got laptops that act like tablets. We got tablets that act like laptops, yoga, flip around, two-in-ones, all those kind of devices. But in the 5G space, we've got a lot that are 4G, but I know we want to focus on 5G. We've got an X1 Carbon Gen 12 is our current product. That's the thinnest, lightest, executive level device. And then also we've got a X1 2-in-1, which, flips around and turns into a tablet, which also has 5G. In addition to that, we've got at our T14S, which is a 14-inch screen, an X13, which is a 13-inch screen, and then T14, X13S, and believe it or not, we've also got an edge server or an edge device, that can kind of go.
Yeah.
We can maybe talk about that in the future, but I know this is specifically around laptops. But besides that, we have a workstation class machine, which is the P14S. A lot of detail on Lenovo's portfolio, but the summary is we have quite a few devices up and down the portfolio that have 5G integrated.
Wonderful. I know that Intel released a new chipset this year. Are those models that you just listed, are those inclusive of the new Intel chipset, or will you have more models to announce later in the year?
Yeah, actually, we have Intel products, all of those, and some of them also have the option of an AMD chipset that supports 5G, and we even have Qualcomm chipset devices that support 5G.
Gotcha. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Now, those models that you listed, just to clarify, those are pre-configured models that you can go and you can purchase today without having to do any sort of custom configuration. Is that correct?
Yes. Uh, Most of we have this business. If you're familiar with the channel, it's called Top Seller Models. That you can, and I know you are. You've worked in this place a long time, where distribution or business partners stock them today. Generally, our 5G devices are custom configured, uh, customer by customer. We call them CTO models. So you can take a standard model, and if you want 5G added to it, you can create a CTO model and order that with 5G. So I'm going to be really honest in the conversation today. It's a part of our business, but it's less than 10% of our business come the ship with the 5G radio installed. So the biggest part of our business still is the Wi-Fi only, but we're finding a huge expansion of interest and growth in the 5G devices, more than historically there was in the LTE 4G devices.
Yeah, as you and I have had conversations over the past months, there's been a lot of different factors that that we've seen that we think will drive the adoption of a 5G laptop, whether it's the Windows 11 migration from Windows 10 and Copilot that necessitates a fast, reliable, low latent connection. or whether it's just the added security of 5G over a public Wi-Fi network.
Yeah.
If you have employees that are on the road, who aren't stationary in an office or home with secure Wi-Fi, the security of those endpoints becomes top of mind. Now, as you've been talking to customers and partners, what type of users and what type of use cases do you see being a target for a 5G laptop?
Yeah, it's changes with each decision maker. I think today we all know that a company looking to buy devices, there's a lot of decision makers. Historically, I think it's been an advantage for either traveling sales reps or who just don't have a reliable constant Wi-Fi connection, or kind of task workers, whether you're in the field, maybe you need a tablet or a device. You can imagine if you're in construction or someplace that has no access, that's an easy fit for connectivity. But I think a real change, as you hinted at, is really security. So a lot of companies are getting very concerned about keeping their devices secure, and that can take on a lot of different aspects. Um, I think one of them is, of course, not using some janky Wi-Fi connection, either in an airport or a coffee shop, where you don't know if you're really connecting to a safe connection and you're pulling down your company data. It can be as much as getting quick delivery of patches. You can imagine if your device is not on Wi-Fi or not connected, you can't roll out patches consistently, and a lot of those are related to security.
Yeah.
Or it can be other areas such as employee productivity or other areas. But I think really what can push a company over the edge is the security. Like, cost kind of almost doesn't become a factor when you're dealing with corporate security.
Yeah, security is an easy way to get the attention of the C-suite that I found. It's on all of their planning agendas for the year. How can we make ourselves more secure? How can we preempt threats that may come our way or will come our way? Because it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Really, there'll be some sort of impact or some exposure at a security level.
Yeah.
So I'm fully with you
Yeah.
there. You'd mentioned construction is one industry that may be a good fit. Are there any other industries or verticals that you think may be a good fit for connected laptops?
Yeah, so I'm going to mention four. Is kind of the target audience for connected laptops. One would be a hybrid remote worker. So we're seeing that a lot today. One thing that people may not have considered is if they're giving their employees a stipend for connectivity at home, say it's $80. If they're able to get an unlimited data plan, from their provider, it can be a lot less expensive than paying a data plan for your employee, and it's consistent, secure, and through the corporate thing. So hybrid remote workers. Number two, world warriors, mobile travelers, that kind of thing. Of course, you want to have a 5G device. Field technicians, I mentioned, and then frontline workers. That can take on a lot of definitions, but like, for example, during COVID, I had some customers who had a limited number of 5G devices, and they were able to, when they set up COVID tents outside the hospital, of course, you just lost access to Wi-Fi because you're separate from the normal environment. Well, they were still connected and able to keep the COVID testing going on. So as people think through those kind of situations, just having a 5G connected device really provides that security and resilience in your infrastructure.
Yeah, ubiquitous connectivity, especially for healthcare, is one of the chief use cases that we've identified as well. Not only for the sake of the healthcare provider, but for the level of care that they may be receiving as well. If an uninterrupted, secure connection is present, there's more of an opportunity to see success with the patient as well. So fully with you there.
Yep.
How do you see the laptop market for 5G evolving over the next couple of years, and how do you see Lenovo playing in that market?
Yeah, I spend a lot of time thinking about this. So IDC and Gartner, they have their ideas about how rapidly 5G connected device laptops are going to take off. You can look that up, but I think they're looking at moderate growth. So they're expecting, I kind of mentioned that 10% number. Maybe it grows a couple percent a year, so it goes up to 15% in the next few years. We really see a much faster transition to connected devices. That is led by the carriers, for one thing, dramatically reducing the cost of a monthly plan, and the carriers moving to a as a service model that includes the hardware. So in the same way you might buy a phone, that includes your device, we see the carriers really trying to accomplish that same thing with laptops. I think they see it as the next space that just makes sense for you to have a connected laptop. And once you have it, it's like imagining having a phone without a connectivity in it. Yeah, you can use it as Wi-Fi, but you're just so used to it being connected all the time everywhere you go. You would never think about getting a phone that's only Wi-Fi. Once you have
Right.
that kind of established as your habit in a PC, you'd never go back.
Yeah. It's kind of weird to think of having a phone without cellular, right? It's kind of inherent to the story of a phone.
Yeah,
And the goal that you and I have together as we've been working together is how do we make the connected laptop have that same perception in the market where it's just a given that you're going to want to have connectivity outside of Wi-Fi for your device.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so like I said, and I have been working together for a while to help build out a strategy around connected laptops. As you've mentioned, we've been tightly integrated with a carrier, specifically T-Mobile,
Yep.
and we have a few offers that are getting ready to come to market here in the next few weeks. So Thomas, really appreciate your time today. I think you've given us a pretty good overview of where Lenovo sits when it comes to connected laptops and where you see the markets going. If anyone is interested in getting more information around connected laptops, you can reach out to me at ty@netmaven.com. I can connect you to Thomas as well if you're interested in Lenovo specifically. But once again, thank you for your time. Really appreciate talking to you.
Thank you, Ty.